seems to be the hot topic everyone is talking about, and TPG is going to give his 2 cents about Sweet Baby Inc. So, what is Sweet Baby Inc? Basically, they're a consulting group that does consulting work for writing and diversity and all that stuff. In other words, they get paid to tell people what to do and don't actually contribute anything to the game development process outside of more fucking headaches. And right there, that's how I know these are a bunch of millennials and Gen Zers who are basically, to put it best, self-entitled little shits. And listen, I know at the end of the day, that's going to offend some people. Good. I don't care. I don't care if I hurt your little fifis. You're a bunch of weak people with weak minds. So, Sweet Baby Inc. basically does what they call diversity. Now listen, for the record, I want to say this right now, get this established. I am not against diversity. I am against bad diversity. I am against bad writing. The best way for me to put this is don't write a gay character to be the gay character. Write a good character that happens to be gay. There's the difference. They should, like, their defining personality shouldn't be gay. Their defining personality should be trans, shouldn't be black, shouldn't be Asian. Those should just be small parts of the grander, design of the character themselves. A good example is, like at human beings in general. Do we go by, our labels? Do we say, I am a bisexual white man who likes petite girls like Riley Reid? Dude, is that our name? Is that our entire summary of our parts? No. To write a good character is basically to write a complicated person. I want to say this right now. I feel like the problem with a lot of these diversity characters is they are written to be perfect. They are written to be no criticisms whatsoever. To me, a great character is a character that is terribly flawed. Look at something like Breaking Bad, for example. Gustavo Fring, probably one of the most compelling characters ever written in freaking, television. Guess what? Played by a black man. It's also hinted that Gustavo was from somewhere in South America. And guess what? Those play into bits of his character, but they're not the whole sum. When you think Gustavo Fring, you're not thinking, oh, he's a black man. You think Gustavo Fring, the businessman. Gustavo Fring, the guy who literally would show up to your restaurant, or not your restaurant, but at his restaurant to be like, hello, sir, how may I help you? Do you have any criticisms for us? And at the same time, be the man who literally cut a man's throat with a box cutter. Okay, so it's like, that's compelling character writing. Bad character writing is someone who's like, well, I'm black. Okay, that's about it. That's all my character. Oh, by the way, I am perfect. I have never done anything wrong, and the world will bend its will. It'll bend itself for my whim. Ugh, that's a great character writing. No, it's not. It's terrible. And it seems like Sweet Baby Inc. does not know what good character writing is. Now listen, I want to say this right now. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to boycott them. If I hear they're part of a project, I'm going to, suddenly say, oh, I'm not excited for that game anymore. They were a part of God of War Ragnarok. They were part of Spider-Man 2. I think those were good games. But you could definitely see some of that Sweet Baby Inc. influence. But at the same time, I still think they were good games. I still think at the end of the day, Kratos having more father elements in it was actually a good thing. I think Agrabota being black means nothing because it does not matter. Her skin literally could change from black to white, Latino, Asian, whatever. It doesn't matter because the core character is still the same. Her skin color is not her defining personality. Her personality is her personality. Spider-Man 2, yes, there was a little bit of that, what some people call wokeness in there. But at the same time, it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man has always been inherently a liberal character. I mean, we're talking about a character that literally goes by the freaking, goes by friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. We've seen situations where Spider-Man literally helps old ladies cross the street. We've seen situations where Spider-Man helps people find their cat. Okay? So it's like, is it really crazy to believe that Miles would help a fellow, what they call it, a higher education? It's not, he wasn't in a college, a high school student to propose to his boyfriend to go to the prom. Okay? Like, I don't think that stuff's bad. I think that stuff is fine. And as far as the Haley stuff goes, I think that was fine too. It was actually a nice little refreshing break because I got to see a different perspective outside of Spider-Man. Now, I know that's not what everyone wants when they play a Spider-Man game. They want to play a Spider-Man. They want to feel super powerful and everything. And that's fine. That's great to want to feel that way. But there are some people out there like me who do want to try to, the best way to put it is get a different experience. Maybe take a break from being Spider-Man, do something a little bit different. I think that's fine. I think that's actually diversity in gameplay, actually, funny enough. So I don't think these games are inherently bad because of Sweet Baby Inc. I think the problem with Sweet Baby Inc. is they are just very bad at what they do. They are terrible at it. They write certain characters to be, basically, to put it best, perfect. I mean, look at Suicide Squad and just like how they handle that. I don't know if this also goes to the matter of like how much Sweet Baby Inc. actually had to do with that game. But if they were in charge of the character writing and the story of that game, they are incompetent on a high degree. And this is why I don't want them involved in games I'm actually excited for. But at the same time, if they're just a consultant, like, hey, that's actually supposed to be the Puerto Rican flag or the Cuban flag instead. I forgot the whole controversy. And yes, Insomniac's a little woke. But at the same fucking time, it's like, so what? Video games have always been inherently woke. Just don't be bad about it. Just have competent writing. And like I said, it doesn't look like Sweet Baby Inc. does that. So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with all this. Honestly, I feel like at this point, I'm kind of like in a position where I'm more, not so much, I guess, Sweet Baby Inc. themselves, but what they do is like, diversity consultants, that kind of stuff. I feel like it's a nothing job. It's a nothing job that no one needs. It's not a real job. Your job's sitting there telling people that you need to make this character black because you need, those black points on your fucking checklist. It's like what Disney's been doing for a long time with their fucking remakes and, movies and shit. It's like, dude, this is the problem. When you make being black or having a black character in your show or video game or whatever, something on a checklist, it's disingenuous and everyone can smell it. Even people who buy into that crap can smell it. Because, look at something like the Proud Family, for example. I'm going on a bit of a rant here. The new Proud Family show. It literally started pandering to the fucking woke crowd. And it's like, no one watched the show. People were not talking about the new Proud Family show. The characters were like almost hyper parodies of what they used to be. Meanwhile, the original show still holds up well because it didn't sit there and pander to people. It didn't sit there and say, "Oh, well, you white people need to fix this problem." No, it was like, "No, this is a problem that yes, the world has, but we need to work on it together because it isn't just one group's problem, it's a world problem we have." But again, this is just what I'm saying in general. It's like, at the end of the day, there's a way to do it and there's a way to not do it. There's a good way to write characters, there's a good way to write TV shows, movies, video games, and there's a bad way to do it. And so far, from the work I've seen from Sweet Baby Inc., they are on the side of doing things bad. So with that said, what you guys think of my video here? What do you think of Sweet Baby Inc.? You think you should boycott them? You think you should boycott games they're involved in? Or do you not give a shit and you just play video games that maybe like Call of Duty or Fortnite? I mean, that's a lot of what a lot of casual gamers play mostly. So let me know, comment section below. Until next time, guys, this is that PlayStation Gamer sign out. Have a good day. I'm going to go play some WWE2K24. I'm going to play as a big black man because, Big E, he's one of my faves. and maybe I'll play as play some Final Fantasy VII, where I could play as a beautiful brunette girl who could beat the crap out of you. Strong, independent woman who needs no man, but she has a crush on Cloud.